be the difference between fat loss and weight loss. And I just want to paint the picture here really quick. Most people, when they contact us, their immediate response is, Coach Will, I want to lose 10 to 15 pounds. Now, there's one side of coaching that would say, you want to lose 10 to 15 pounds, no problem. I'll take you on right now. We can drop that weight like this. There's another side of coaching that thinks far ahead into the future, says, I hear what you're telling me, but that's not the best way to go about this process because of the physiological state your health is in. So therefore, we typically recommend a different approach to weight loss. Cassidy, go ahead and kind of, I guess, just describe what the difference between weight loss and fat loss is for those of us who may not necessarily understand the difference.
Cool. All right, I'll try to do this without going into like a complete tangent. So just keep me on track if I start like really going
as loud as you want. It's okay.
All right, I'm trying to learn how to summarize. Okay, so I'm assuming when you guys, I'm sure even like prior to, you know, working with us or maybe prior to like gaining education on nutrition, you guys have pretty much seen like weight loss as most people's goal, or maybe that was your goal at one point in time. And a lot of people kind of glamorize like these quick transformations of like, you know, someone losing 30 pounds or whatever in 30 days. Well, the problem with weight loss is they're not necessarily losing body fat and actually getting a better body composition. A lot of times with weight loss, you're losing actual muscle tissue as well as a lot of water stores that you've previously had, because you've got to imagine if someone's, you know, let's say very overweight, they're probably taking in a good amount of, you know, calories and carbohydrates. If you strip that away and they go on like a crash diet, well, you're going to start to lose water because now you're having less carbohydrates holding in water. So a lot of times general weight loss, when we're looking at someone's like, you know, quick transformation, it's going to be muscle, water, maybe some body fat. But if you notice, when you look at these pictures, if the individual doesn't have a lot of muscle tissue, their actual change in body composition is not that much. They're just kind of like looking theoretically a little bit smaller. And the problem with that is if you don't actually have any sort of muscle tissue and your goal is not preserving muscle tissue when you're dieting, you're not going to have that lean look that you're, you know, kind of seeking, and your metabolism is not going to be at the place where you really want it to be. It's going to very much downregulate to the extreme, and you're going to be pretty much left with on very, very low calories, not really the body composition that you want to be at. And then when you kind of start eating like a normal person, those people kind of tend to rebound very quickly. With fat loss, the goal more so on that spectrum is prioritizing keeping as much muscle tissue as you possibly can through a high protein intake, and also keeping up with resistance training and doing it more so over a slower period of time. So just like Will said, when someone comes to us with the goal of fat loss, when their goal is basically just to lose body fat and improve their body composition, not everybody is ready to diet right off the bat, right? We have to think like long term. So if, let's say, we have a client that's ready to diet off the bat, their metabolism's in a great place, their health is in a great place, we would have to do that at a slow rate, right? We're not going to, you know, expect this person to lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks. It's actually planned out over the long term, structuring in, you know, days or weeks where they're in a deficit, and then plugging in those refeeds or diet breaks. That way they can lose, generally a good rate is about 1 pound a week if you want to kind of summarize a good rate. That way they're preserving as much muscle tissue as possible, and they're not sacrificing that just to lose weight quicker on the scale. So it kind of goes back to what Gillis said, is it's like, just because your scale is moving down doesn't mean your body composition is going where you want it to be. So when we think weight loss, most people think scale weight. When we think fat loss, we're thinking body composition change. And the best way to actually preserve muscle mass when you are dieting is, like I said, keep protein intake high, and don't change your training. Like if you've been resistance training, and that's obviously what help build your muscle tissue, don't change that and start doing like a ton of excess cardio and like, you know, higher reps, lighter weight, because you think that's going to help you, you know, burn more calories and lose weight. And then on the, I guess, the flip side of what I was talking about earlier, if you get to a point where, let's say you come to us and your goal is weight loss or fat loss, and you're eating 1,000 calories a day and your metabolism is downregulated to that amount of calories, you shouldn't be diving into a fat loss phase. Like, we have to actually take you through a reverse diet and get you to a place where you're metabolically healthy enough to be able to diet. And with that being said, if you don't have enough muscle tissue starting out before you go through a diet phase, when you start to lean down, you're not going to have the look that you want. So part of the reverse diet and going through a building phase is not only helping with your metabolism, but also allowing you to build the muscle tissue that you need. So when you diet down, you look the way that you want to look. So I hope that kind of summarized the point between weight loss and fat loss. I know I kind of went on a tangent there, but if you need some clarification at all, please ask me too.
Amazing job, Cass. Everybody,
Thanks.
a round of applause there.
Thank you.
All right, so